Hi everyone, I'm going to do an art journal page today in this paper bag journal, and I'm going to use all kinds of book pages, maps. I want to do a paper weave. Now, in terms of paper, as I said, you can use whatever you want. You can use book pages, all kinds of them. You can use maps. You can use any painty papers that you have if that's what you want. And scrapbook paper, painty papers, anything goes. Now I've already done some. I went with book pages and some maps. Here are the maps. And the only thing that I want to go over is the thickness of the paper. When I'm using a thin paper like book pages, I like to fold them to create something more substantial. Now, I don't measure, I don't care about them being precisely straight. I just do this, as you can see, very easy, very quickly. And now I will just put some glue to hold it in place, the folding of this strip of paper. And now I've got another one. So very quickly, but if I am going to use thick paper from like scrapbook paper or a paper pad, like this is from a paper pad, 240 gram, then I won't do the folding. I will just cut out strips and use it as is. So that's that in terms of when I use it as is and when I'm doing the folding. The folding just make it more substantial and easier to work with. And it also gives a little bit more texture. Now, of course, in terms of how you go about putting it on your page, you need to pick a book page or a painting paper that the length will go with your page. I wanted some, of course, I needed some for here for the length to be almost to the end of the edges of the page, but I didn't want them completely to cover. I want to do the weave and not cover the whole page. And here again, I wanted pieces that will go almost to the edges but not cover the whole thing. So I've got all these pieces. As I said, it's very easy. You just take whatever paper you have. If it's the thinner ones, I'm just folding it like this and not bothering with being precise. I don't care if I have thinner pieces and thicker pieces. It really doesn't matter because I want something, let's say, grungy and not precise. So of course, you need to start by placing your strips on the page. First of all, just to see that you have enough to cover your page. Now, I've done some from a map and some from dictionary page, just so I will have a variation in the details in the back, although most of it is going to get covered. I'm planning to do a wash on top of it, and I just want some to peek through. So I'm just placing this right now like that. Okay, I think this would be enough. I'm also thinking of just playing a little bit. All the pieces are the same length, which I don't like. So I'm thinking of changing this, and let's see. First of all, I want this one here. So it's first it's the placement, and I'm trimming a little bit, and I don't want one a straight line. So I'm going to trim some of them a little bit. Of course, you can do everything to be in a straight line, up to you what you want to achieve. So that's the basic placement I want for the vertical lines, vertical weave to go. And I will start by just taking glue and placing just a drop, let's say, here, just so it will stay in place. And as you can see, I'm just trying to place them. I'm not even pushing them too much into each other. The glue is still wet, so I can still move the pieces if I want to. I'm not even concerned about like this dictionary page if the writing is in the correct way. Some are upside down, some are not. I don't care. I think I'll trim this one. I'm trying to place them so I won't have a straight line. Okay, so it's good that this is not a dry yet. I can play with the placement and move everything a little bit to the left. Okay, so that's the placement, and before I'm doing the horizontal lines, I need for this to stay in place, otherwise it will be one big mishmash and really difficult to work with. So I'm letting this dry, and I'll be back. Okay, so once again, I don't have enough patience to wait for everything to dry, so I'm just holding everything in place with these clips, And here are the ones that I've done for the horizontal weave from two different book pages, some in English, some in Hebrew, and a little bit difference in the shades of the paper. And what I am going to do is just start putting it inside like so. Just easier to lift like this, and I'm pushing it towards the end like so. The next piece I'm going to do go the other way, and now I'm lifting the other pieces. Here we go, and pushing it like so. Now you can push it and do a really tight weave, or you can leave like, I don't know, a millimeter apart, up to you. And now I'm just moving it to see the length that I want, because it's a little bit larger than the width of the page. So that's how I want it placed. So I'm just going to trim where I want to trim it. Again, I don't want one straight line. Next. And here we go again. Now I'm lifting the map pieces. It's also easier to, when you've got two different pages, and it doesn't matter which kind, just easier to do the weave and see where everything goes. Very easy. You see how easy it is? And this is just the beginning of the background I'm making. The pieces still move. When everything will be weaved, then I will put some more glue to hold everything in place. Yeah, so I'm going to continue weaving the paper, and then I'll be back. Okay, so finished weaving, and just so you know, through the process of weaving, sometimes things move. If you feel it's too difficult, you can put in between some glue and move on. I always also I push a little bit the pieces just to make them, if I want them to make them more tight. So that's also something you can do, and just move the pieces. And again, if it's too difficult, just put glue as you go along. Right now, the only glue I've put is up here. I can lift the whole thing right now, put glue all over, and be done with it. And I can also decide to just put glue here. It's really up to you. It doesn't matter to me too much. So I'm just going to lift a little bit, put some glue here. But most importantly, I'm going to put glue on the tip of the end of each strip here, like I've done at the top. And I'm going to put more clips here just to make sure everything stays in place. Let's see. Okay. This should hold. Okay, so next thing I wanted to do, I want to go and do a wash on top. I'm going to use a gesso just because I like it. You can use white acrylic paint. Something is a little bit crooked here, so while it's still wet, you see. Okay, I don't know. I hope now it's a little bit more in place. What can you do? Okay, so what I started to say, I'm going to do a wash with gesso because I like it better. It's a great primer, but you can use white acrylic paint. Basically, you can do a wash with any paint that you want. I'm just going for white, and I'm going to take a little bit of gesso. I'm going to put it here on the mat and add water. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going over everything. I'm going lightly, and as I go I will decide if I need to add more, and because if I put too much I can't remove it, so I'm starting lightly because I want to push back what I've got on the papers, but I still want to have the details. That's why I picked all kinds of pages from all kinds of books. I can also decide that some areas needs more coverage and some less. It's really up to you. Like if I want this area to be more opaque, then I will go and put more gesso on top. I'm not looking for again for everything to look the same, so I don't mind having areas that are more covered and with less details. Yeah, some areas need more coverage. Don't know why, that's how I want it to look again. Just going with kind of grungy look. Don't know how to explain it. Okay, this needs to dry completely before I continue, so I'll be back. Okay, so I've got this. It's a dry. I've got my focal point. This is a stencil that I want to use as my focal point. The only thing I'm going to do with it is just take a permanent marker and with a very fine tip just go and do well, the squiggly lines that I so like, and I have texture on underneath from the weave, so it will be a non-effort whatsoever. It's just going to be squiggly just because I've got texture. And again, I'm going for a grungy look, so I really don't care. And mostly I'm more interested right now in getting the overall shape of this flower than anything else. So I'm just going about it quite quickly, tracing the lines here. And once I'll remove it, then I will go and probably do more defined look and connect the shapes, the lines, because at the end of the day it is a stencil, so the shape is broken down into smaller shapes. That's the only way a stencil can work. I know you can hardly see what I'm doing, but it so doesn't matter. It just, you can stencil, you don't need to do what I'm doing, and you can pick any kind of a focal point you want. At the start I thought about using I've got so many paper napkins, and I thought about picking any kind of a flower from one of my paper napkins, but decided against it. So it looks very, very abstract right now, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to connect everything to a more coherent shape. And of course I can also change details if that's what I want to. Nothing is set in stone, just do what you like and go with your own style and use what you have. You have a cutout from a magazine that you want, use that as a focal point. You've got a postcard that you like and will work on some kind of page like this, then by all means. Anything goes. And now it's starting to look more like a flower. So let's see. I'm kind of doing the rest just freehand. Yeah. Okay. So I've got my focal point, and now I want to add some color to my page. And basically I want something very eerie, airy, eerie, So I'm going with water-based things. What do I mean by that? I mean, it can be watercolors, it can be diluted acrylics, it can be distress inks. I've got also these distress inks that are already in the form of liquid. It can be inks, all kinds of stuff can go here. So I'm just going to demonstrate all kinds, just because for me, I really don't care. I pick things by the color that I want to use, and if this is the color that I want to use, then I will use a distress ink. If there is a specific olive green that I want to use and I only have it in this watercolor set, then that's what I will use. So, and this is part of what's great about mixed media. You can use whatever you want and do all kinds of stuff on the same page. Just play with the elements. So let's see. First of all, I am thinking that also I've got another mostly I want to go with greens around my flower, and I've got this forest moss distress ink. I'm just going to put it here on the mat and activate it with water. I'm going to take a brush with water, and I'm just going to put it here on the page. I want stains of color. I'm not going for anything special. Now this turned out a little bit faded, so I'm going to do it again and maybe less water. Yeah, just I wanted it a little bit more dark, but that's okay. You can always start with less, and you can always add on top of it. Okay, so I've done this. Maybe a little bit more in the corner. Yeah. So cleaning this one. Let's see. I'm thinking this is tumbled glass. I don't know. Haven't used it before. I'm going to use it now, and we'll see how it goes. Bought them quite some time ago and didn't use them, which is a shame. Ooh, what color! I love it. I really, really love it. Okay, more. I'm putting it quite random on the page, wherever I think it's needed. And here I'm going back. If it looks faded, I'm adding. Okay. Let's see, what color do I use now? Maybe now I will use this old paper color. I'm not even cleaning my brush. No, I am, just to add water. It's really subtle, but that's okay. I'm going to bring it closer to the camera in the hopes that you can see what is going on here. I really need more dark here. More at the edges, basically. Kind of framing the page. Yeah, it's starting to look better, and well, I'm going to leave the background for now, and I'm going to try. I want to add a little bit of color to my flower, not a lot. I was thinking on a specific blue. This is ink for ink pads, the ones that were used in offices, libraries, and I really like the color of it, so I'm thinking of using this. So I'm going to put a little bit here, and I'm going to take a smaller brush with water. Don't know how intense it's going to be, so again, going about it. I really like this color. I will have to go on top of it. I can already see that it's not as vibrant as I want, so but that's okay. That's why we always start lightly. I've got a little bit of a problem here with the colors and how they are showing in the video. It's not the exact representation of what's going on, so I will have to play with all kinds of filters of the camera. Again, it's a new camera. I am still working out the features until I'm satisfied. I've added a lot of water just so I can continue and add more. Just a faded Look. Yeah. Okay. For now, I'm leaving it be. And now I want to do the stem. Let's see. Now I'm taking from my watercolors. Again. Okay, starting to take shape. I feel like I need to add some details to my background. So I'm thinking some stamping, maybe a little bit more color. There is enough color, it just doesn't show in the video so well. I need to work on it. So let's see. One of my favorite stamp set. Okay, and that's in my way. Yeah, I can remove this. Yep. Yeah, don't know why it was important for me not to go on top of the stem with this. Okay. I like it. And I feel like something is missing. And I think I'll do some pollen. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm just thinking about adding some more color. I went for subtle and now I want to add more color to the page. So that's what I'm going to do. Use the same colors, just add more. It seems like the gesso just absorbed most of it. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and I'll be back. Okay, almost finished. I really want more circles, so I just brought this one. This is just a rubber gasket that I'm going to use as a stamp just to add more circles to my page. I really like circles, so here goes. But basically this is it. I think this is it. I like it. I hope you can see the details. And that's that. I hope you liked it. I hope you'll try your hand at weaving paper, whatever paper you choose. And in the description box below there are all kinds of links, like to the Facebook group if you want to join us and share your projects. And there is my Instagram, my website. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments down below. And I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.